So, have you ever played this?
In the orchestra?
Yeah.
Never.
Never. Yeah, but you've heard it.
Yeah, of course.
You've been listening.
I mean, I played but the fourth.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So you've played the piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very active, right, the whole time. And this solo, I think, well, the first part is a little bit, well, it's more tranquilo, right? So it's a little bit relaxed. But then the second one, it starts moving. And that's one thing I'm not getting, is that this sense of like moving forward, especially at the end, where it says poco a poco più vivente. It's not how you say that, probably. But you know what I mean? So I think that overall it needs a little bit more energy, like forward energy. But the main thing that I noticed was the way that you're breathing. And I see you have marked some places where, these are your markings, right? Like where you're, maybe you've been told not to cut off the note so early. It seems like breathing is taking too long, you know? So do you ever do any breathing exercises?
I must, but I didn't.
You're supposed to, but you're not doing them, yeah. So a really good one for fast breathing is to start out, you've probably seen this before, but like where you start out breathing on 4, and then you make the breath smaller and smaller. So I'll show you, it's much easier. You see what I'm doing? So it's like quarter note, like 8th note, triplet, 16th note, and you could keep going. And you could go faster tempo. Do you ever do that? No. Let's try it. It'll be good. It'll be good for you, okay? So I'll snap and we can do it together. So you start with a quarter and then go to 8th note and then a triplet and then a 16th note, okay? 1, 2, 3. It's hard to do, right? But I think that will be good for you so that you can keep the note going longer and then take a quicker breath and get started again. You can do that on the horn too. Let's try it on the horn. So you can just play like G in the middle of the staff. So. Try that? The trouble is that you don't need the air, right? Because you're still pretty full, but you can still practice it. Nice, yeah. What do you think? Feel good? Yeah. Okay. So let's try this again. And I think the main thing is to make sure you hold the note as long as it's printed to hold it, right? So hold it all the way and then breathe sort of at the last moment, right? I think that is going to go a long way. And the energy thing. So I'll help a little bit. Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. One thing I forgot to say, that these dotted quarters, I think they need to be longer. You're playing sort of like, which is about a quarter note, maybe, right? So, but think. And, you know, it's like a long bow. It's just like a lift, like a retake, like down bow, you know? Think of it that way. Okay, sorry. Nice. 2, 1. Now we're flowing. 1 and 2. Boyum. Nice. 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. Two, one. That's right. Good. Yeah, that's right. So you feel it's like moving a little bit more, pushing and pulling. So I think that helps. Feel good?
Yeah.
It sounds more like the piece now, like more like you really are feeling it. So a couple more things. About the breathing. It's like you got to breathe without losing momentum, right? So going along, you can't go for a breath, right? It's like the breathing is part of the music. Just think of it that way, you know, like it doesn't get in the way, it doesn't stop it. It just is like, it shouldn't even be noticeable. You just, and then moving on. The triplets are a little bit slow. They should flow forward, I think, a little bit more also. And I still feel like this dotted quarter note is too short. I know it's not, I mean, I'm being really picky, but I feel like, sorry. It can almost touch, you know, this eighth note rest is so small. See? Try again. Yeah?
The first time?
Yeah, first time. I like that. And the triplets were good too. They just sort of tumble forward. Yeah. Maybe now do the second time, so letter E. Chum, 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 body. Chum, bum, 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 body. Yeah. No, don't diminuendo. Nice. So, sorry, I shouldn't talk while you're playing, but so I know it's marked dim molto, but if you try to do a dim, then it might fall off, right? So I like to think about it like if I have a big dim, and especially if it's high and delicate, maybe I try to just hold the dynamic and let my breath do the dim for me, because it will naturally get softer. Like I'm out of air now, so I'll play like. So I tried to dim, and it went away right away, and it fell off. But if I try to hold it, it's like a little bit more natural. I'm out of air, but you know what I mean? So like resist, like try to hold it, and it'll just taper off naturally. Can you try that again? So letter E one more time. I love the breaths, and they're more in time. It's like moving forward. You see? It's like a nice, really nice thing. It just evaporates. Cool. So play with that. I do think that one of these breaths, this was too short. This note was this long.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then the breath just seemed like a big gap, you know? But it sounds beautiful. You have a great sound, and yeah, I like what you're doing. That's good work. Oh, do you want to play the second one? Letter N? Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, and letter Y. Yeah. Cool. That's it?
Yes.
There should be another one.
Yeah, I know, but do you know this book, Provispiel Audition
Yeah. Well, maybe I don't know the book. Is it?
from Peter's edition?
Oh, yeah. Is this all that's in there?
Yeah.
So for the audition, did they tell you the measures?
They didn't say anything, just Don Juan. And then I asked, but they didn't.
They didn't reply, or they didn't? Okay. So I think you need both.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would get the music. You can get the whole horn part.
Okay.
Yeah. But it should go. It does it again,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Yeah. So, and the second one is louder. So when I hear this excerpt, that's what I'm listening for. Do they start soft enough so that there's room to play the second one louder with crescendo? Because it's just a crescendo fest, right? You see, it like starts forte, and then in the fourth bar there's a crescendo to fortissimo, and then there's a crescendo. There's no dim, and then there's another crescendo, right? So it's about pacing for me, and it always includes the second one. It has to. So I would get that part. Do you know how to get it?
Yes, I can take the iPad and look for it.
Yeah. IMSLP. Do you use that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't need it right now. It's okay. It's okay. Maybe for next time.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. You want to do the end? I will tell you, actually, I'll tell you some things about this one that you just played. It's funny that this has a misprint in it, too. Did you notice that?
What?
There's a misprint. This note. Be-da-da-dee-dum, be-da-da-da.
I didn't realize.
Yeah. Be-dum-pa-pa-bum. Be-da-da-dee-dum, be-da-da-dee-dum. Nah. So, but you didn't play it, so
Yeah.
it's fine. Okay, so even more reason to use the original part. I always use the original part. You know, these books, they can be convenient and interesting, but make sure that what's written is what's really written in the part, because that's what they're going to use. At every audition, it's always going to be the part, the original, unless there's a conductor that wants his specific edition. That happens with Mahler sometimes. But so yeah, use the full part. I think that your octave is a little bit narrow. So use T1-2 for both, or 1-2 on the B horn for both, like body, right? I like to use 3 for the low one. Sometimes that's really flat, but whatever you need to do to make the octave a little bit wider. It sounded like sharp, flat, you know, like a little bit too narrow. Can I just hear the octave? One more. Ba. How does that feel?
Yeah. But I don't know if
I don't know. You should use a tuner, check it out. Try it now 1 and 2, but maybe like a little lower for the bottom one. Yeah, now it's pretty sharp, the low one. There, that's better. Yeah, the high one is lower than the low one. Yeah, so experiment, you know.